Peace and blessings to my WUCUSU Empowerment Tribe. It's your brother Agyei Tyehimba, Empowerment Coach. I want to welcome you back to another session here on a particular segment of WUCUSU Empowerment Channel called the WUCUSU Lounge. And tonight's conversation is one I think many people are interested in based on my conversations and my readings, and that is Soul Tribe. So today we're talking kind of about what is a soul tribe and where is mine, right? Implying that we're going to talk about what a soul tribe is and how we might discover the people that would constitute members of it, right? Now, if you've ever felt like you were the odd one out in your family, on your job, in your school, in relationships, in your friendship circles, like nobody may kind of get you, then this message is particularly for you. But I'm going to argue that everybody has a soul tribe, and one of the journeys of life, as we talk about self-empowerment, right? Getting major things done, having some accomplishments, being your true self. One of those things that we do on the journey is identifying members of our soul tribe. And I want to say, before I get into it, because this world is very this or that-ish, and I'm not like that. I have a nuanced way. Just because people aren't in your soul tribe, that doesn't mean that you don't rock with them. Doesn't mean that you don't have friends. There's people that have friendships, and some of their friends may not be in their soul tribe. That's what it is, right? But they get along and they do what they do. As you're gonna see as we go into this, soul tribe has a specific kind of meaning to it, right? But there's people that's married and they may not be part of a soul tribe. So I don't want people to go away from this with a very overly simplistic idea. Oh, IJ said you gotta be da 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 da. No. So I want to make sure I clarify what we talk about by soul tribe. Now, this world we live in, family, I don't have to tell you, you know this. They teach us and thrive off of us competing with one another, isolating one another, pretending everything's good, and we know full well everything ain't, right? Fronting and perpetrating a fraud, as we used to say. The truth is, and I have learned the hard way and by listening, that you can't fully grow into your power by yourself, even as we're on a self-empowerment channel, even as we're talking about self-empowerment. Even that still implies that you're in communion and fellowship with other people, right? Um, and I believe we all need a community that sees us, challenges us in healthy ways. Because people can challenge you. But we're not talking about that Aggie challenge. We're talking about people really want to understand you, curious about what you're into, and when they see you going left off the path you have chosen, not them, they say, "Hey, I thought you said you wanted to." They're going to gently nudge you, right? A community that sees us, challenges us in healthy ways, and lifts us up, right? That's part of your soul tribe. Tonight, we're going to try to unpack some of what this means, how to recognize members of the soul tribe, and what to do when you're still waiting to find yours. And I do want to be transparent. There's going to be some topics that we address in the empowerment on this empowerment channel that I'm going to bring up that I am not this kind of number one expert or guru on. And that's why I'm going to have plenty of guests to come in and supplement some of the things I talk about in which I'm not as much of an expert. And this is probably one of them, but I have studied it pretty extensively. But I'm going to have people come on that's going to really get into this even more. If you're watching live, please, in the chat, tell me I'm ready for my tribe. I got my tribe. I'm looking for my tribe. That would be very interesting to know where you're at in this discussion. Or if you watch the later recorded version, please do the same. Tell me if you're ready for your tribe, you got your tribe already, or you are desperately searching for your tribe as we speak. Now, let's start with a basic definition of what a soul tribe really is. Your soul tribe isn't just your friends. I just got through saying that. It's not just people who like the same music as you, or who grew up in the same neighborhood, or in your building, or you went to school or church with them. That doesn't mean because you have proximity that people are part of your soul tribe, right? Your soul tribe is more a group of people whose spirit, energy, and vibration aligns with yours and your purpose, right? These are the folks who make you feel safe being your full self, not your edited self, not your I'm good, bro, I'm all right self, your real unfiltered evolving, because we're still evolving, right? Self. And you're kind of going to have a clue as to when you've met part of that soul tribe, when the conversations feel easy, you don't have to shrink, you don't have to shrink your light, dim your light, your ideas don't feel too radical or too deep, you're not constantly explaining a million things, that you're getting challenged on every single thing you say, right? Sometimes now your tribe will come from unexpected places. They may not share your bloodline. I'm gonna really mess you up. They may not be in your religion. I'm gonna really mess you up. They may not be in your gender. I'm gonna really mess you up. They may not be in your political party, right? They may not even be from this country. Soul tribe is a transcendent kind of thing. It's not just the people you go up with, the people you know, the people you go to parties with, the people that you know play chess with, whatever you do, right? They may not share a bloodline. They may not be related in terms of lineage, but you know what they will share? Frequency and a vibration. This is what we're talking about here, right? Now, let's be clear on what it is not. Your soul tribe isn't people who just agree with you all the time either. And again, I want to give nuance. They're not yes men. They're not people pleasers. They're not hold your hand across the streeters. They're not coddlers. They're going to hold you accountable, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it causes a little disagreement or argument, because they feel compelled to say, yo, care about you. I listen to you. I hear what you say. You want to do what you're trying to do, and what you're doing and saying and how you're moving right now goes completely against that. And somebody got to tell you, because you're driving off the cliff 1,000,000 miles an hour. Put the brakes on, home girl, homeboy. Right? That's what your soul tribe member is going to do. So it's not people that just agree with you. They're going to call you in when you're off course. They're going to healthily and ethically challenge you to level up. And I want to be clear, when we say challenge, we're not talking about demeaning you challenge. We're talking about reminding you of who you are. Not trying to tell you what to be, what to think. Your soul tribe members accept you just as you are. They see you as you are. They value, but they're not going to agree with you all the time. That's just what it is, right? And sometimes finding your tribe means realizing who isn't a part of it. And it's important to understand this is not a like or dislike. You know, sometimes we kind of, I like this person. This is not that. You have the right to like or not like who you want. This is a higher level now. We're not talking about, oh, I like them, I don't like them. We're talking about there's a vibration here such that we can do big things. We can get things done. We're not going to be constantly fighting each other. We're going to get stuff done, even as we disagree. All right, so let me ask you, have you ever had to release people in your friendship, brotherhood, or sisterhood circles, or in your family, your bloodline? Have you ever had to be like, I can't, right? Because what? You outgrew the connection, or you started off in the same neighborhood, you had things in common, same music, same food, they're Jamaican, you're Haitian, you get along, and then at a certain point in life, they go this way, they go left, you going right. Right? Okay, that's real. And if you think about it, it's at those times when you begin making space for your soul tribe to find you, right? And I want to kind of talk about why this matters, why finding your soul tribe matters. And I want to say that no matter how powerful you are as an individual, you're still part of something larger. And when you connect to that something larger, it's like, what's that song Neil had? I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force. We're together. That's a powerful thing. It's kind of talking physics there. That's another story. Now, our ancestors knew this. They didn't survive on just individuality. They survived on community, Ubuntu, right? I am because we are. I am because you are, right? And they survived on this collective energy of people walking in rhythm with each other. And when you find your soul tribe, 3 things are going to probably happen. And these are kind of hints. 1, you're going to remember who you are. Because being around people who reflect your light and have that similar energy and vibration, they see themselves in you. They see you in themselves, which is why sometimes it's awkward too. When you see a mirror of yourself, that can be awkward. It can kind of remind you of the things of yourself you don't like. Because the spiritual principle is you attract who you are. Nobody wants to deal with that, but that's the spiritual principle. The people in your life are there as mirrors, telling you these are aspects of you. That's another story, right? But being around people in your soul tribe reflects your light, helps you to see yourself more clearly, right? Number 2, you heal just a little bit more thoroughly and faster. Healing, as we know, doesn't happen in isolation, doesn't happen overnight, but it happens in that mirror of connection and correction, right? The mirror tells you, reflects who you are, but it also corrects. It helps you to say, oh my God, I got rice pudding over here. I got a stain on my tie before I go to this job interview. It helps you to see things you need to correct, right? And that's important. And this happens through laughter, through truth telling, sometimes through arguments and disagreements, through holding each other accountable, and through shared experience, right? And number 3, you grow. Your tribe, members of your tribe are going to help you even when you don't want to hear it and are upset. They're going to help you align with your purpose. They're going to not only remind you of who you are, not only going to help you heal a little quicker, a little more thoroughly, they're going to help keep you pointed in the right direction. They're going to hold you to task, right? They're going to remind you of your why, even and especially when you start doubting yourself. So whereas other people will see you, they'll hear what you're saying. I want to be a famous, you're 20. I want to be a famous actor. And they hear you, they know your whole story, why you want to do this, what level you trying to attain, what type of money you trying to get. And they will see you going to talking about you're going to get some drug. You're going to hang out with people that they know are nefarious. It's going to get you locked up. They know this, and they won't say anything. They not part of your soul tribe. They won't say nothing because they're afraid to rock the boat. You're going to be their friend. You're going to get mad. Let me tell you something. The soul tribe members are going to tell you, yo, I mean, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but you did tell me that this is what you're trying to aspire to, right? Is that still what you're okay? Because I'm going to tell you this. Those people that you hanging with, I'm just saying, not judging, but they are your quickest ticket in the opposite direction of what you say you want. And I would be very careful. I've had people I didn't even know thoroughly growing up, elders who saw me on the block, saw me going to school, coming back, going to the library, doing whatever. And they would say, young man, you seem like you got your head on straight. And if you want to keep your head on straight, be very careful who you hang with. They wouldn't get specific, but I kind of knew based on who I was just with that they was trying to tell me, not aligned, right? Okay. And I want to tell you this. When I was younger, and when I say younger, I'm 56. So younger than me, I'm going to say like 20, about 20s. I used to think that being strong was everything and that being strong meant you do it alone. You know, I'm the only child. So I was raised to be able to manage on my own, right? And not to be able to stand on my own too, to be able to handle myself in different ways. So it's easy when you're the only child to think, oh, this is all doing it alone. I just call myself, I'm the only child. And that had meaning, and it still has meaning for me, but in a different way. But after some really hard lessons, some great betrayals, multiple disappointments, I realized that isolation, unless it's self-imposed for a reason, breeds not so good things. And that sometimes we need that connection. We need the connection for clarity. We need the connection to test our ideas. We need the connection to see things objectively. So I may think I sound like Luther, and then I sing, and my baby girl says, you need to stick with teaching. I may think I'm a great painter, and I paint, and somebody said, no, we need to hire a painter. or get somebody else to do it. So you need people around you to tell you the truth so you see yourself. Because if we go on our own accord all the time, sometimes we're off and sometimes we have blind spots. I want to say that finding members of your soul tribe is a form of self-empowerment. Everything on this channel is about self-empowerment, but just approaching it from different directions. Once you are surrounded by like-valued, like-vibrating, like-aligned people, your energy, whatever energy you come, whatever talent you come, whatever creativity come with, off the chain, it's going to be amplified, right? And that's why movements are so powerful. Now connecting this to, let's say, liberation work, social justice, it's because liberation work, healing work, creative work, all of it thrives where? In community, right? That's why you see artists tend to hang out together. They have communes and collectives. The intellectuals tend to click on certain things. They hang out in different ways, right? The party animals, they like to they hang out in certain ways. You may have heard the expression, birds of a feather flock together, right? Okay. So if you've been praying, meditating, affirming, man, where's my tribe? You know, what tribe am I a part of, and or who's part of my tribe? What type of people? Just know, chances are they're praying and meditating and affirming, looking for you too. I don't mean this on some romantic piece, although that can be part of it. I'm not talking about that, right? I'm talking about the vibration, the energy of people who are in your soul tribe. Sometimes that is romantic, but that's not what we're focusing on. Now let's get practical for a minute. How do you actually find your tribe? That's the second part of our topic. What is a soul tribe and how do I find mine? The first step is really simple, but it's deep, it's profound. And you know what it is? It's the one thing that is so difficult for most of us to be. So difficult because there's so much pressure to be this or be that or do this or jump into this arena or sound like that or dress like this, right? The first step, family, is be yourself. Completely yourself. Be who you really are. We call this authenticity. Your authentic vibration, your energy is your best advertisement. It's your best magnet. You ain't got to be one of these people who's trying to, I want to do this because they dress. I'm going to say these words because they say it. I want to do this because they, no. I believe that we're put here for a reason. And we wasn't just thrown on this rock called Earth just to you know, fart our life away, go away. People go to funeral, cry, and then life goes on. We're put here for a reason. And if you wear a mask, guess what happens? You're going to attract the people drawn to the mask, but not to you, who you are at your core. And right now, I'm not talking about your zodiac sign, your gender, not even necessarily talking about your race. I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm talking about who you are at your core, right? So you have to start showing up as yourself. You got to speak your truth. Do the work that you were put here to do. Don't try to be the center when you're power forward. Don't try to be the shooting guard when you're point, right? Know what you're here to do. Don't try to do everything you see others do. That's the quickest way to fail. Find what turns you on, what floats your boat, what gives your life meaning, what wakes you up, what puts you to sleep, what you think about all day, every day, what you like to talk about all the time. That's who you are. What you think about, what you do, what you're actually doing all the time. That's who you are. That's what you're here to do, right? Show up as yourself, speak your truth, do your work, live your values. That's how your tribe, be there in your building, be that in your neighborhood, be that you visit another country, wherever it is, that's how they find you. You're vibrating because you know your brain, this computer here, it's like a transmitter. It's sending out waves, like a radio, like a microwave, and sending out invisible waves. And people that's attuned to your frequency pick that up. I don't know if you ever had experience of using a walkie-talkie. Walkie-talkies operate on, I'm going to say, a frequency. We'll say, for lack of a better word, a channel. But it's a frequency. And if you turn that knob, you're going to hear different things. Sometimes you hear nothing but static. Sometimes you hear other people, and when you, I know we picked somebody up one time when I was back in college, a famous speaker, and we had walkie-talkies because we were in different cars going to the airport, and we had to make sure this is the frequency we're going to be on. Otherwise, this person has a fancy apparatus, but we wouldn't have been able to communicate because what? We're on different frequencies. Not that they're bad, not that I'm bad. We can't communicate because the frequency isn't the same, right? So that's very important. Number two, go where your energy feels alive. Some people, we in the Western world, we have this idea of introverts and extroverts. Kind of overly simplistic, but the idea is that introverts process things internally in their mind. They go through a place and they're having a whole conversation in their head. They say, "Wow, look at this person over here. Wonder why they're like that. Wonder what happened to them. Wow." They're looking at everything, but they're processing it in their head, even if they're with a bunch of people. An extrovert, on the other hand, is processing things externally. So you're gonna hear them talking to themselves. You'll be like, "Huh? Oh no, I was talking to myself. What are you talking? Oh no, I'm talking." They process that. That don't make them good or bad. That's just what they do. They process things externally, and they tend to get energized around people. They could be, "Oh man, I don't feel good." And then the people when they boom, that's what energizes them. Introverts, on the other hand, that being around people, they could do it, but it takes some of their energy. They tend to get energized and they peel off and they could be in solitude. That's where they refuel, right? Uh so go where your energy feels alive. Now, for some of you, that's going to be these huge gatherings, these big events, right? Cultural events, book signings, book clubs, wellness retreats, political education classes, these type of spaces that reflect your value. For other people, it may be in quiet spaces, right? And but it's where your energy feels alive. Now, this is not to say that we go through this world on some real self-absorbed tip. Like, yeah, you might be an introvert and you might get recharged in solitude, but you can't like be a hermit, family. Like, you gotta eventually go out and intermingle with people, right? And extroverts, you can't be in people's face all the time. Sometimes you gotta turn all that stuff off and people off, and you gotta retreat, right? That's kind of the yin and yang of life, so to speak. But what you can't do is just sit around and wait for the tribe to find you. You have to put yourself where they'll see you. You have to put yourself where you'll see them, right? So for me, for instance, just as a hypothetical, I love spoken word poetry. I write original poetry and I perform poetry, though I haven't done it in years. Um, and I said to myself, just out of nowhere one day, I got to get back to writing some spoken word poetry, and I got to get back to performing. I'm going to start going to these poetry cafes, and I'm going to express myself. Because for me, I'm introvert and kind of extrovert. Self-expression is important. Not me just flapping my jaws, but like if I feel something about the government, if I feel something about the state of our youth, if I feel something about racism or self-empowerment, I have this burning need to share that, to get that out, and to organize with people who see things similarly, right? So that's my thing. I feel that energizes me. I'm with people, we think the same, we expressive, we got a way with words, funny. I like that vibe. Um, I like bookstores, I like libraries, I like a whole bunch of different things. I'm just saying. So what we're supposed to be doing when we're going to places, we're supposed to be giving great thought to what type of places energize me, right? You got a phone, it says, "Oh my God, I got 1% left." What do? You charge it. I can't take a charger from some other company phone necessarily and use it with this. I got to get the one that fits this, right? It's the same thing. This is not to say that you can't go to church and synagogues and mosques and temples and all types of different things. My things experience whatever you want. I'm just saying, as it comes down to soul tribes, we're talking about how you find them and how they find you. You got to think about what energizes you, what type of places. And you need to be in those places, right? You need to be in those spaces. Why? Because chances are, if those spaces energize you, it might energize other people too. And some, not all, but some of the people that like the spaces you like and feel free and uninhibited, I don't mean in no weird way, in those spaces might be part of your soul tribe. Notice that this is a two-way street. It's not just you going there to see who's in your soul tribe. If you in your house all the time, you're never you're never going to potentially be seen by people who are members of your soul tribe who are meditating and praying and affirming for you to meet you, family. I used to tell young people all the time as a classroom teacher, the ones who are, kind of depressed or maybe unclear on what they wanted to do. Maybe they weren't part of the in crowd and they got teased. I used to tell them, listen, trust and notice everybody here has something, brings something different to the table, has different skills or talents or different energy. And it might be the case that some of the people here just they don't get you. They don't see, and that's okay. We're not gonna hold people, everybody's not gonna like everybody. Everybody's not gonna be a perfect fit for everybody. Right? So we're not impractical here. But it's to say, you go to the places, you think about what gives your life meaning, what turns you on. And you focus on those spaces, and I guarantee you're gonna find people just like yourself there. Where other people getting bored, changing the subject matter and not answering you and yawning when you talking about black empowerment, or you talking about politics, or you talking about clothing, or whatever you talking about. Soul tribe members, their mouths are open. Why? Not because they're in awe of you. They just can't believe, wow, there is somebody like me. Unbelievable. Because where they were, people didn't want to hear what they had to say. Not that they was mean people, they just it didn't click. That's all. We can't take things personal. Sometimes people just aren't interested in what you're interested in. And this could be really good friends. Not always interested in what you're interested in. Right? So that's important. You have to go to the places that energize you, because what will happen is you will see other people that remind you of you, and guess what? They will see you. And people start calling you up, exchange information. Oh, I do poetry. Oh, where do you go? Next thing you know, you go into poetry spots together. When I used to go out to these poetry cafes heavily, that happened all the time. All the time. People say, oh, man, I like that poem, man. Where do you perform? Let's hook up, exchange numbers, and we go to places together. That's how I met a whole lot of good people that way. What else do I want to say here, family? Give me time. Please, want to see if we have any comments. I see we have the Queen B in the building. She's greeting us with WUCUSU. You know that's our acronym for Wake Up, Clean Up, Stand Up. You know that's the greeting of our organization, Harlem Liberation School. But family, I have to be real honest. That's a way of life for me. I'm looking at that as a whole way of life, a whole philosophy, a whole empowerment framework. Wake up. Know who you are. Who are you? What are you here for? Right? Your identity. Clean up. Be self-corrective. I know I ain't perfect. What are the things where I fall short? What are the things I do or think that get in my way of what I say I want to do? And then stand up, exert leadership in your home, in your community, provide direction and guidance, use your skills and talents and help others, not just sit on it for yourself, right? So absolutely WUCUSU. Queen says she has the core of her tribe and she's open to growing her tribe, as she should be. She says great information. She says there's nothing like the ease and edification your soul tribe provides, true love in every dimension. And remember, family, I'm not going to sell y'all no easy. Amilcar Cabral said, tell no lies, sell no easy victories. Even with your soul tribe, you're going to disagree. Sometimes you won't, but the difference is they feeling you. They feeling you. And more than you, it's not even a you thing physically. If you could see yourself as energy, this is going to sound weird, just stay with me. If you could see yourself as pure energy, which we would understand as, let's say, light. That's probably what we would understand as pure energy. And that these things, the skin, this body, is a costume that we wearing, that we're putting on. But when you take all that off, like when I die and all this is shriveled up and decaying somewhere, who I really am at the core, is still here. Is it pure energy? That's what I believe. That's what physics teaches, and that's what our Kemetic or Egyptian ancestors taught. That's what I believe, right? So that's what it is. Who you are at the core is in that vibration you give off. You may have heard uh, this concept of an aura, this kind of color, and they have certain cameras supposedly that can capture your aura. That there's a certain energy you emit, and that people who are in alignment with you emit that same energy. And sometimes you just click with people. You ever just met people and say, "Man, I know them. I feel like I know them for a long time." And this ain't nothing sexual. We got to get our minds out of that. Everything that's good ain't sexual, thing. And just because something ain't sexual don't mean that it ain't good. That's that Freudian stuff. We gotta clear our minds of that, right? So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I got that in, got some of our comments. But I want to go back. So I covered, okay. Here's the thing. Third way you find that tribe, that soul tribe. You have to be patient. You can't be forceful, you can't be pushy, you can't be impulsive, but intentional. So by that I mean that building authentic bonds takes time. You don't, like in community organizing work, there's the expression that you gotta build relationships. If you want to have real movement, real change, you don't just come to people when you need something. These are people you see in the laundromat. Community organizers are talking with the people and like, "Hey, sister, hey, brother, how you doing?" I notice you come in a lot. You live in the neighborhood. You build. You have conversation, and it's not trite conversation. It's not surface conversation. You may have to start there because you don't know people, but you want to know what they care about, what makes them tick, what are they upset about, what changes do they want to see, and you're only going to know that if you engage them, right? So that's important. Similarly, if you're talking about a soul tribe, getting to know people takes time. You might meet one or two people at first, not a big group of people, but that's cool. It's a start. And remember that every connection doesn't have to be like an instant oatmeal family. So sometimes it may take a month. You start out with somebody, they rub you the wrong way, you didn't like what they were saying, and then you work with them later and you interact with them later, and you come to find out, oh, that person is actually mad cool. You don't know how many times I've heard people say that, and you don't know how many times I've said that about people, and you don't know how many times people said that about me. They had a wrong impression, then they get to know you, say, wow, I had that person wrong. I went on this because we all have bad days, family, right? Even the most pristine and so-called perfect of us have bad days. And if you catch us on any given day of the year or week, you might find a side that's unpleasant and unseemly. But that's not our complete story. You are who you are is what you do and what you think consistently. That's who you are, right? Okay. So be patient, but be intentional. Don't try to rush things. Don't try to force situations. Don't tell people stuff they want to hear. Like, just be you, shine, let your energy go. Be intentional. You should be saying, when I go here, I'm not just going here to have fun. When I just go here, I'm hoping that I see people. We used to use the term like-minded. I like to say that we're aligned with, right? You see the news and you see people being mistreated, and you say, man, I do not like that. I don't like that. It's something about that. And I want to do something about it. And then you go somewhere and you meet people just like that, right? That may be part of your soul tribe. The fourth thing I want to say, when and if you find these people, nurture the connection. Don't take the tribe for granted. We could say this, I'm sure relationship counselors say this all the time. Don't take people for granted. Pour into them. Celebrate them. Tell them very clearly and specifically and unashamedly, yo, I appreciate your presence. Create with them. Heal with them. Build something beautiful that may change the world or bring beauty or peace or clarity or healing to the world. Don't assume that just because someone's in your tribe, they don't need to be watered, put in fertile soil, put in sunlight like a plant. What you energize, right, is what energizes, will energize you. So if you putting all your energy over there, then that ain't gonna do too well, right? And we do that all the time. You can't do that with your soul tribe. You're making a big mistake. You really shouldn't do that with anybody. You should the people and the activities that you really love, you should be pouring energy into them. Sometimes people are members of our soul tribe, but we will never know that because we don't pour love and energy into them. We walk by them, hey, what's up? They're like a fly on the wall. They're incidental. We do 100 things, then we get to oh yeah, you there? Hey, how you doing? Mm-mm. You know why? Because it gets to a point in your life. I'm 56, I think. I'm 57. I be forgetting. I'm 57. And it gets to points in life I look back and I said, man, I disconnected with some good people on some foolishness because where my mind was at was kind of, I thought I knew something. I was immature and growing, and I made missteps and miscalculations, burned some bridges. Luckily, old enough to try to get it together, at this stage of life. And I'm sure if you look back, you're gonna say, yeah, I took something personally. I took it the wrong way. I went on an assumption. I would listen to some knucklehead and follow what they were saying, and I missed out on beautiful experiences and beautiful people. And I don't mean I mean beautiful in terms of what they offer, what they're about, what they want. They don't want to bring harm. They don't want to bother nobody. They just want peace. They want to help, right? So it's very important that you energize. There's an expression I love people saying all the time: pour love into. I like that. I like that. Did you know that plants, and these are scientific studies done over and over, that plants, when they put them in these labs, they'll have some plants, they'll play beautiful music, soothing music. They'll have the right sunlight, they water them, and the people are instructed to talk to them. And given scripts on what to say. Oh, you look so beautiful. Oh God, I love your color. You're growing so great. My grandmother used to do that. Rest in peace, Sister Olethea. And I'd say, Grandma, why are you talking to them plants? They can't talk back to you. She said, yes, they can. And they hear me. And they feel that energy. And when I do that, just like when I say nice things to you, you feel good. I say, yeah. Same thing with the plants. And it helps them grow. And what they found in these studies was when they played loud, crazy music, plants didn't fare too well. When they played soothing music, the plants fared a lot better. And they also found that when they put the plants in a place that didn't have direct access to sunlight, the plants actually leaned over to the sun. That's deep. If you think about it, that's how people are, man. People want to have authentic connection. They want to know that you're present. And present means you're not just physically there, that you're engaging people. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? What you think about? What you doing now? What you doing with your day? Right? That we're engaging people. So we have to be I'm clearer than ever, family. I am pouring energy into the people that matter to me. You don't go pouring energy to a bunch of people that just users, manipulate. You don't do that. Because what you pour energy into, you energize. So one of the things that we got to do, we don't like certain things. Certain people are toxic. Certain situations are toxic. Guess what? What does the Matrix say? Unplug. Stop energizing them. Does this make sense? I hope so. Your soul tribe isn't just there with you for comfort. It's not just there to entertain you. Your soul tribe was put there to help you realize and accomplish your purpose. This is very big stuff we're talking about. This ain't no small scale stuff, right? You are supposed to come together with some of these people to create something beautiful, a legacy in your lifetime, at least in this incarnation of yourself. Another story for another time. And maybe that could be to create a beautiful business that provides much needed goods and services. Maybe that could be to heal generational trauma. Maybe that could be to teach, to write, to love, to liberate. But trust this, your meeting these people wasn't random. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to say that the people that you keep bumping into. Keep, no matter what happens. You had an argument, you keep coming back, you had an argument, right? Sometimes that is a sign said person might be part of my soul tribe. I also want to say this. No matter what I said tonight, because I'm getting ready to close, this is very important. You know how people say, my spirit wasn't right. Yeah, my energy, something about them, my energy. My inner voice. Let me tell you something about your inner voice. Sometimes when we're not living right, when we're being self-absorbed, when we're not tapping into the force, that higher force, when we're operating on ego, our radar is off. Our compass is off. Right? So in order for that to be accurate, that voice I hear is right and exact. Because guess what? All voices you hear may not be coming from the divine. Hello? In order for that to be accurate, you have to be making efforts to live right and be right, to think positive thoughts and to remove toxicity from your mind, limiting thoughts, what you can't do, I shouldn't do, I'm not good enough, you got to get rid of that. And you got to start believing in yourself and in your people, in your family. You know, it's very important. So I want to say there may be people you didn't think was part of your soul tribe. You don't think they're part of your soul tribe, and they are absolutely part of your soul tribe. And guess what? There may be people who you think are part of your soul tribe, and they not. You're gonna know the soul tribe. They're not typically pulling you down. They're trying to help you in different ways. They're trying to say, I don't know if I was you. And they may be gentle with it. They may be forceful with it, but they're constantly doing these things to help because they see beauty in you and they want to help you to achieve what you say you want. Not what they say. So this is very important. Make sure that your radar, compass, spiritual GPS is clean. That you wipe that joint off like this camera. If I put a bunch of grease on it, it's gonna be fuzzy. I gotta clean that up. So make sure that your lens is clean. Because if it ain't clean, you're gonna be seeing things that ain't there. And you're gonna be misconstruing what you do see. So that's very important. Family, as we close tonight, I want to thank you for joining me. I'm really excited about this, family. I feel like this is what I was here to do, in addition to the political stuff, kind of helping clarify things, helping people to feel good, helping people to come out their shells and to realize the greatness in them and to operationalize it. No one should. You know what? I once read something that said the greatest ideas are in the cemetery. I said, whoa, what is that? What's that? And then they said, all these people dead that said, one day I'm gonna, boy, I would love to, I got the ability to, and they never moved on it. So they died, all those hundreds of millions, billions of people under the earth in urns or wherever they are that never got to fulfill or feel like, know what it felt like to be, or at least try to be their best self. And that has to be, when I heard that, it really like, wow, that's deep. We want to be people. We don't want to be part of the coulda, woulda, shoulda family. The divine gave us something so powerful, parts of itself. And I think it's expected that we are going to use what we were given to make the planet better. I know that sounds corny, but that's the truth. That's what I believe. Right? So let me say this. I want you to take this with you as we depart tonight. Your soul tribe is not lost. They're in progress. Just as you are praying, oh, I need a team. I want people to, they are too. They're praying for you, people like you. And just like you're becoming, hopefully, the version of yourself that you want to be, there are people out there doing the same. And they're doing the same on their side, hoping to meet people like you. So I just want to say, there's a lot of stress and mess, the doom scrolling. Oh, did you hear somebody got shot? Somebody got stabbed? Don't fall victim to all the bad. There's beauty in this earth. This is a beautiful time to be alive. Even with certain political figures that I may disagree with. This is a beautiful time to be alive. My Uncle Harold, shout out to Maryland, 148th in Harlem, says all the time and writes all the time and sends me texts all the time. Life is good, nephew. Put that in your head. Life is good. And he is 100% right. Life is good, and it is largely what you think it to be and what you make it to be. So if you want beauty, think beauty. You want this mate, be that perfect, be that mate with all them qualities, you be that mate. You want this type of friendship, be that type of friend, right? There's so much we can do. Stay open, keep growing, stay visible. Go to the places with people that energize you, and don't assume that just because people is laughing and joking and drinking and agreeing with you, that they are your soul tribe. Sometimes the person, no, that ain't you. That makes you uncomfortable. Sometimes those people are part of your soul tribe. And remember, the energy that you radiate determines who gravitates. It's one of the easiest things to tell people as a coach, but I tell people all the time before I was an empowerment coach. I would tell, there's a complaint, I say, really? Well, that's not what you want. Maybe check your thoughts. What are you thinking about? What are you visualizing? What are you affirming in your life? Track down the thoughts you have. I have this worksheet I'm going to be using with clients. It tracks your thoughts for a whole day. What things were you thinking? And that's tough because you got to stop. I said, I can't do that. I said I was too old. I don't have the qualification. And you're going to see all of these thoughts and you wonder why you where you are. What you energize and radiate cause to gravitate. That's spiritual law, universal law. Before we go in that spirit, let me leave you with a powerful and simple affirmation. I'm into affirmations. I have them right here. I attract and manifest peace, opportunity, and abundance daily. I reject all fearful and limiting thoughts. I am one with the divine, and with the divine, all things are possible. I say these and more things every day. But here's one for you, family. If you're live, say it with me or think it with me. If you're reading recorded, say it with me or think it with me. I attract people who see me, support me, value me, and help me evolve, even when they do so and I feel uncomfortable. My soul tribe and I are finding each other right now. Breathe that in, man. Breathe, let that marinate. And I want to say this, if this message spoke to you, share this video with someone who's been feeling alone. They seem lonely. Nobody listens to me. They misunderstood. And please, family, drop a comment below telling me what finding your soul tribe means to you. Tell me if you found your soul tribe. Tell me if you're looking for your soul tribe. Tell me the qualities and people you like to see in your soul tribe. And if you're ready to go deeper on this empowerment journey, why don't you grab you a copy of my book, WUCUSU, a Self-Empowerment Handbook. It's all about many of the principles that we're going to be talking about on this channel. And also, family, I will have links to ebooks, empowerment ebooks that you might want to check out. Or you might say, hey, brother, I like what you're kicking. I feel aligned with you. I would like to be coached. I would like you to hire you to be my empowerment coach. Hey, family, I just did a little short that said we got to invest in things that advance us, right? Okay. Thank you for spending this time with me, family. Until next time, stay grounded, keep growing, stay alert, stay positive and hopeful. Think about and affirm and pray and meditate on the things you want for yourself. Very important, very, very important, family. And remember, even if you are physically alone, you are never alone. What did Yoda say in Star Wars? He said, the Force, it's everywhere. It's connecting all of us. It's deep, family. It's connecting all of us. You're never alone. Peace and blessings, family. Thank you for joining us. Have a blessed evening. And please share the video. Thank you. And please subscribe. Thank you, family. Peace.